Episode number 3 with College Coaches Corner. We got here Miss Paula Lee, Baton Rouge Community College, another junior college. We spoke with Coach Gonzalez from LSU Eunice earlier. These guys play each other. They're in the same region, Region 23 again, which consists of Louisiana, Mississippi junior colleges. There we go. Coach Paula Lee is in her 10th season. Born and raised Louisiana. She's coached at almost every level. Someone that has a lot of experience, anywhere from high school all the way up to LSU and a few stops in between. We're very thankful to have her here, and she can spread some of her knowledge and wisdom she's got over the years. Coach, you mind talking a little bit about your program at BRCC?
Oh, no, Coach. Well, first of all, can you hear me?
Yep.
You good?
Good to go.
My program. Well, actually, like you said, I just finished my 10th season at BRCC. It's been 10 good years. You know, we've had the peaks and the valleys. By far, without a doubt, the best year we've had at BRCC was 2013-14. Went to the national tournament, got the opportunity to travel to Kansas and participate in the national tournament. Well, you know, it's been we were one of the first school in a while, other than a Mississippi school, to win Region 23. So that was by far a good team. I'm not gonna say a good team. That's the team that set the precedent for this program. And you know, I've been working tirelessly to try to get it back to that level. And to be honest with you, Coach, I really think that we are on the upward swing. Got some great commitments this downtime, so to speak. And so I'm looking forward to the program making that charge back up the hill.
No doubt. I definitely agree. You got some good ones. I think you might have stole a couple of them. Believe it or not, I was actually I was in Kansas with you guys. I went down there when I was at Southeastern, and we were recruiting. God, dog, what's her name now? Ashley Williams.
Oh yeah.
Time, yep. And so that was a good time. It was good to see some Louisiana talent in the Nationals. We got to get that back for sure. Side note, we try to do a little funny question. I know you've been head coach for a long time, both at high school and BRCC. When and where was the first time that you felt like you got out-coached from another coach?
Oh, that's a loaded question, Coach. I don't know if it's a funny question. That's a loaded question. Well, you know what? I would say out-coached. Wow. Can we term it a little bit differently? No, just kidding. I would say, you know, the last 3 to 4 years have been extremely challenging. You know, you try to put kids in a position where they're successful on the court. And if that doesn't happen, you know, it falls back on the shoulders of the head coach. So I would say that the last couple of years have been really challenging, you know, to out-coach my opponent on the other side of the court. But if I narrow it down, I'd just go with the last 3 to 4 years. How about that one?
I like it. I like how you twisted that. I like that.
And you know, as coaches now, we don't never want to admit to being out-coached now.
You're right.
You know, because our time is limited now. We can do the X's and O's, but a coach told me a long time ago, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmys and the Joes. For sure. No doubt about that. Next question. You know, with the quarantine and everything else going on, what are you guys doing? I talked with Bob Austin earlier in the week, and he was saying, you know, they're kind of limited because of the 24 or 26 weeks that they can practice. What's, as far as from a junior college, what are you guys doing with the girls? Practice, schooling? What's going on with all that? Well, as you know, everybody's transitioned to online. So I've been, you know, every program possibly have the, you know, either group me or some form of communicating with the players all at once. So I still do wake up calls since we started online. So hey, it's time to get up. Let's get on. Let's start doing your work, stuff like that. Our strength and conditioning coach was nice enough to I'm sorry. Oh, I lost you there, Coach. I'm sorry.
Lost the video. There you go. Back in there.
Okay, here we go. Our strength and conditioning coach was nice enough to put together a packet
for the kids, so they have some at-home stuff that they can be doing. Of course, we can't monitor it. It's just suggested, and whether they do it or not, only time will tell. So that's what the kids are mainly working on. The coaching staff, we've had an opportunity to look back and evaluate not only this year, but last year, look at some of the things that we need to improve upon, and actually just kind of brainstorm on what we want to do going forward. So actually this downtime has been very beneficial for the coaching staff here at BRCC.
I love it. I agree. Me and my group text with my coaches we're going crazy and talking about all the millions and zillion things we can do, and we're coming up with all kinds of little plans and everything. That's cool to see you guys are doing that as well.
Right.
And with that, so I get a lot of times a question from other coaches, right? What can they do? What can we do as high school coaches to better get our kids recruited? I know you guys have the summer league. I think that's a great thing. When I was at Nichols, we always said, look, you got to come to our team camp, our league camp, get your kids on our campus and build relationships. It's so relationship driven, especially at the low major and NAI junior college. Is there any advice you could give to high school coaches that are looking to get their kids recruited?
Absolutely, Coach. Well, first and foremost, having the experience of being at every level, I've had the pleasure of having the opportunity to recruit the elite athlete when I was at LSU, to your mid-major from McNeese and UL Lafayette, and then being on the JUCO circuit for 13 years. It's a situation where relationships are utterly important. But the best advice that I would give the high school coaches is, first and foremost, want to make sure your kid is prepared. And when I say prepared, I mean like for fundamentals, that, they know how to do the right-handed lay, the left-handed layout, got a mid-range game, can handle the basketball. Before you even try to promote them, make sure they're prepared. That's first and foremost, at least in my opinion. And the next thing, if you have the opportunity to go to tournaments, because the Division I coaches are limited in the times that they can be out. So you want to participate in as many tournaments as possible to give your kids the exposure, because film doesn't always sell a coach on a kid. It's helpful, but the biggest thing you get is the highlights. The game allows you to see the players interact with their teammates, interact with their coaches, the officials. So you get more of a read of a player when you're able to see them in action. So exposure is one of the main things, is going to major tournaments around your area and outside your area, because like a lot of teams like to stay within their, so to speak, their area. But if you can go out and leave Baton Rouge and say go to a tournament in Lafayette, Lake Charles, North Louisiana, you can also see how your kids stack up against the other competition. So first and foremost, prepared through the fundamentals, and then exposure. Get your kids out there where the coaches can see them and be able to measure them from different perspectives, and not just from the perspective of what's on the highlight video.
That's big time. That's some great nuggets right there. Like you said, that's not just experience from the junior college level. That's every level. Like, you got to get out there and you got to get seen, and they'll see you if you get out there. But you got to build relationships, be at the right spots at the right times. Like you said, if you're going to this big tournament, it's not even a live period, D1s aren't even going to be there. So it's a very, very good point, Coach.
Right.
Next question, as far as PSAs, potential student athletes and their parents. A lot of them are freaking out with the 2021s and the coronavirus, and there's no July, possibly. We already know April, no May. Like, to what you're saying, there's no July. Are we going to have a fall? No one really knows anything like that. What's the advice or anything you can give nuggets-wise to these parents and to these kids that are stressing out over the 2021s and 2022s?
Well, first and foremost, I would say don't panic, because through my experience, if a coach knows about you, they're going to find you, and it's kind of like, having a home-based business. There's a lot of word of mouth, and a lot of coaches talk, okay? And you know, I just had a coach this morning call me about a kid here in Louisiana, and I was like, you know, coach, I don't know much about it, but I'll find out something about it. So there's going to be possibly a downtime where your phone may not be blowing up as much as possible that you would like it to be, but don't panic, because coaches are going to find the players, players are going to find the coaches. The thing that I would suggest is that you stay working on your skills. You know, I know we're at home, but hey, there's a basketball in your hand. You know, you can lay in your bed, work on your follow through, get outside, work on your ball handling, just stay ready. And this too will pass. So when it does pass and what we're allowed to do and can do, you just want to be ready. And the biggest thing is, you know, with everything in this situation, don't panic. Just trust in what you've done. You've already laid the foundation, and coaches have got interested in you. Then just do what you're supposed to do. Work on your game and stay sharp.
I love it. Opportunities for sure, because like you said, it's going to pass, and I think whenever it does, it's going to be pedal to the metal, and you're going to be seen, and like you don't want to lay an egg. Like you said, you want to be ready for that opportunity.
Right, right.
So I talked with Jamie again with the JUCO mindset. Like why, you know, like in Mississippi, where you guys are also in the region with them, there's a ton of junior colleges, and I feel like from my experience, you know, everyone in their family has had someone go to junior college, so it's not bad. You know, I was telling him we had Bob Austin NAIA, and it seems like kids would rather go NAIA because it just looks better. How, and can you explain like a better idea of the JUCO mindset? It's not, you know, the last chance used. It's not all bad. It's good. It's good to play at that level, and it's a good experience.
Well, you know, I'm gonna say when the biggest thing the biggest misconception that a lot of players, parents, aunties, uncles, the whole family have is that JUCOs are for kids that don't have the grades, you know. But there's always a different route to get to what you want, you know, and it's a situation where I look at the junior college as an opportunity to bridge the gap, you know, before going to a 4-year school. Because, you know, sometimes as a freshman, you go to that 4-year school, and if you got 13, 14, 15 kids on the bench, sometimes you 13, 14, and 15. And what people don't understand sometimes, because maybe they're not as well informed as they should be, is that you don't have to go to, if you qualify coming out of high school, you don't have to go to a junior college and spend 2 years. You know, you could be there for 1 year, hone your skills a little bit more, adapt to playing with a shot clock, adapt to the pace of the game, and get re-recruited. And not only that, academically speaking, you have the opportunity to get all your early education courses out of the way, you know, your first English, your first math, and just be able to adapt to the college scene. You know, sometimes people go to a 4-year school and get swallowed up by, oh, it's overwhelming, it's this, it's that. But I would look at the junior college as another route to get to your big goal. And, you know, a lot of kids are I guess that I come across that are kind of fixated on, I got to go to a 4-year school. I got to go to a 4-year school. But at the end of the day, you know, you look at the opportunity that you have at a junior college, the adjustment period you can go through, the opportunity to still compete for a national championship, the opportunity to still compete for a conference championship. All those things are available at the junior college level. And it's not a disgrace to go to a junior college, because I've had some very good players come through here. I mean, I've had 2 players leave here and go to Southern University and had great careers. Jackson State, University of North Texas, you know, Mississippi College. So you can leave a junior college and have a whole plethora of options available to you, whether it's a 4-year school at NAI level or it's a Division I 4-year school. I just encourage kids that are being looked at from the junior college coach to just be well informed, and you can make an informed decision.
Great points, man. That's big time. The last question. I appreciate you spending all this time with us, and you've been awesome. You can't write a book. You can write a book with all these answers. They're on point. You know, I think you've been coaching for 25 plus years. Got a lot of experience. we as coaches are always talking about, we're teaching our kids and we're doing all this to the kids, but a lot of times a lot of people don't realize that we get a lot out of, and the kids teach us lessons. Is there any lessons that the girls that you've taught over the years or coached over the years, any lessons that they've taught you?
And I want to thank you first and foremost for not saying it's been 30 years of coaching for me. I like how you put that 25 plus years. But you know what? I embrace the time that I've been coaching. And to be honest with you, the kids have changed Coach Lee a lot. And it's from the perspective of, I was a high school coach, started out, and that's all I wanted to be, was a high school coach. And, this Hall of Fame coach, Sue Gunner, gave me the opportunity to be at LSU. And I'll be honest with you, Chris, when I first started this, it was all about, Coach Lee moving up to that next level, moving that next chair over. And the ultimate goal was to be a Division I head coach. Well, the man above, God, he had a different plan for me. And now it's about the kids. And it's so refreshing when, I see one of my former players like a Lene Bickham. She played at Scotlandville High School, played for me at BRCC, then went on to Mississippi College, and now she's in physical therapy. You mentioned Ashley Williams earlier, played at Walker, but now she's a nurse, So those are the type of things that, I feel most proud of as a coach. But the kids have shown me that, it's not always about basketball, and it's about preparing them for life. And I take a lot of pride and joy in preparing them to leave BRCC and go become the best young lady and citizen that they can become. Now, while I be totally honest with the kids, recruit them and everything, while we haven't been in a position where I wanted to be the last 3 years, the teams that I've had over the last 3 years, I see young ladies excelling academically. And that's what shows me that, it's a sport, and it's a sport I love to coach. I truly enjoy going to work every day, but at the same time, it's about the kids and putting them in situations to be successful off the court. So they've taught me that, while it's a game, it's about more than basketball.
I love it. You got me fired up. I'm gonna have to go outside and run around the block a couple times now.
Well, Coach, as you can see, I walk around I live by a golf course, so I'm always up, finished up walking out there, and I was like, oh no, I gotta be in front of the camera in a second. But no, it's some good time, and I appreciate you doing this, because you're definitely going far and above for doing this, and I know it's making an impact on the young ladies here in Louisiana. So keep it up, a job well done.
For sure. I've enjoyed every second of it. People ask me all the time, like, they thank me and ask how much time I put into it. I love every second of it. It's been a blast, and it's about a lot of these kids that are signing and committing to you guys now. It's not necessarily the whole platform. It's not about the top kids and everything. Those kids are going to go, but it's about the kids that are signing now. So it's a fun time of year. It's a fun environment to be around. People make the place. We got some good people here in Louisiana, so it's been great.
Yes, it is. And with your assistance, girls basketball in Louisiana is gonna get back up to that level that it was at. It's a little down right now, but hey, we're making strides forward, and it's because of people like you.
That's right. I appreciate that, Coach. Is there are you on social media? I know you all have the y'all's BRCC athletics and women's basketball on Twitter. I'll post that on the video. Are you on there, or how can anybody get in touch with you if they need you?
You mean me personally on?
Yeah, you personally.
Hey, Coach, you had to give me a tutorial about this Zoom stuff, But I have a young assistant coach, Lily Snowden, and she is my social media guru. But Coach, I know the young kids don't do Facebook anymore, and that's possible. That's all Coach Lee has is Facebook. So to answer your question, no, not really social media, just going through the BRCC links.
Perfect. Nothing wrong with that, Coach. I appreciate your time. Those of you guys, I thank y'all for tuning in. Third episode, Coach's Corner. We look to bring some more coaches to you guys. Hopefully we learned something here. Great perspective, a whole lot of knowledge, not only from the junior college level, from Division I, high school, and bringing it all together. Thank you, guys.